Middleweight has always been a money division. It was the division where speed meets power. Middleweight's Mount Rushmore includes some of the most complete and brilliant fighters of all time. 160 pounds was where the greats met. It was where Ray Robinson met a raging bull, where Hagler and Hearns went to war. Most recently, the boxing world was treated to another pair of these once-in-a-generation clashes.
This is force supremacy, to see who the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet is.
For the modern fan, there has been no finer middleweight masterpieces than when Canelo Alvarez met the monster from Kazakhstan, Gennady Golovkin.
Los cinturones aquí se hacen a un lado. Hay que pelear por honor y por gloria nada más.
As always, click that like button and subscribe to stay up to the minute on all sweet science. They came from different countries and cultures. Even their rise to the top took completely different paths. Triple G came up in the amateurs. He started competing at age 11 after following his older brothers into the gym. He fought 350 times before he made a payday, was never knocked out or even down. In 2005, Triple G turns pro at age 23. Unconstrained by the 4-round time limit, Triple G cuts a violent swath through middleweight. He brought an undefeated 37 wins into the fight with Canelo. Only 4 opponents could even make the final bell. Across the world, Canelo's cinnamon jeans and smooth style quickly earned the attention of all the right eyes. Floyd Mayweather knew a good gamble when he saw one. The sole loss on Canelo Alvarez's record came at age 22 when he fought Floyd.
Under control. Look at the way he makes Alvarez. He's making him look like an amateur, and this is a 2-time world champion owner. Look at Floyd, 3 in a row.
He was bigger and stronger, sure, but in no way prepared for that at such a young age.
Mayweather!
Canelo kept putting himself through school, consistently taking the toughest fight available and fighting the frequently ducked. From swarmers like Alfredo Angulo, and James Kirkland, to slick southpaws like Erislandy Lara and Austin Trout. In 2016, he posts the knockout of the year over Amir Khan. With Triple G as his mandatory defense, Canelo, for the first time, turns down a fight. Triple G is awarded the title, while Canelo required a bit more seasoning. Each posted a knockout and a unanimous decision before they finally meet on September 16, 2017. The early rounds belonged to Canelo, while Triple G was doing an excellent job putting his jab to work.
Destroyer 160, a little bit of...
It was Canelo who was landing clean, hard counterpunches. It became clear that was the game plan for Canelo. Give up the jab, counter power with power. The only real question hanging over Canelo's game was his chin. His defense was excellent.
He is such a defensive master.
But he'd never been in with a puncher like Gennady Golovkin. The world got its answer at the end of round 5. Canelo's head snaps sideways. Golovkin comes over a jab with a cross counter. Canelo's sweat showers the first row of spectators. And Canelo not only seemed unharmed by the bomb, he was downright unfazed by it. Shakes it off like he didn't like the pitch. They brawl out with Triple G's jab controlling the real estate of the ring. But Canelo's beautiful defense and counterpunching made for far flashier highlights.
Dropped after that body shot. Your arms get numb sometimes if a punch lands in the right part.
When the fight ends, both men think they've won it. Both men were wrong. The judges return a split draw, which isn't an unreasonable decision. However, an utterly irrational 118 to 110 card for Canelo cast a pall of corruption over the cards. Fans called it a robbery and clamor for a rematch. The plan was for them to make the rematch on Cinco de Mayo 2018. This was scrapped since Canelo failed a drug test a month out from the fight. The drug he failed for was clenbuterol, a substance banned by most athletic commissions, but one that is sometimes used in raising beef in Mexico. Canelo was suspended for 6 months, half the mandatory suspension. The commission cited mitigating circumstances. Triple G was furious. He called Canelo a cheat and the commission complicit in corruption. With Triple G aging by the day, the big drama show must go on. Rather than cancel the Cinco de Mayo event, Triple G instead took on a short-notice replacement. It took 2 rounds for him to batter Vanes Matirosian on less than 2 weeks' notice. The second fight saw Canelo completely change his game plan. Triple G felt firmly that his jab had won him the first fight. After 12 rounds, he believed Canelo had no answer for it. This time around, Canelo had a change of heart. Rather than trying to run from the monster, Canelo stood his ground.
Watch almost any Triple G fight. He's the man moving forward.
Canelo's not getting no inch. He hasn't moved back. Good hook.
That's a great hook by Canelo Alvarez.
It became another beautiful night to be a boxing fan.
Golovkin, as we've seen his whole career, and certainly
Both men landed big.
good hard body shot, dipping low. Fight. But he has to go too. Good uppercut by Golovkin.
With Canelo trying to pressure, Triple G opted to box. A total role reversal from the first fight.
Golovkin to garner.
A difficult shift of strategy and skills that both men adapted to beautifully.
Golovkin able to touch him up.
Just like right there. He caught a punch, come back with a left hook, but back comes the line.
Also was not the case in the first fight.
There was bad blood.
This is a brutal fight, war of attrition already. You can see it by their faces.
Everything, just punch for punch, combinations, the defense, the subtle movement, the pivots. It's just been a brilliant performance in the middle of the ring by both fighters.
But by the last round, when Canelo's foot slides out from under him, Triple G pulls his punch. Moments later, even acknowledges an out-of-line headbutt. They go to war to the final bell.
Right in front of each other. No dancing in this one. Final round. Golovkin fires back. Canelo. And Golovkin with the embrace. Outstanding middleweight championship fight.
Canelo climbs the turnbuckle, and for the first time, a drop of blood flows out from under his eye. A perfect exclamation is created as it drips on his chest. A twin streak drips down Triple G's face for the first time. It was the fight of their lives. They didn't have time to bleed until it was over. After 2 fights, I still have no idea who is better. But just like all those legendary middleweight fights before, boxing fans will debate them until the end of time.